Very good morning to Doctor, and this video will show how to plot the graph against the average height and the weight of the American woman, which is among the dependent value and the independent value, and how we do the regression analysis. So my name is Sheng, and my matrix number is 176555, and this is the data that I obtained from the previous example, and now I will show how to plot the graph against among this data. So now we select a scatter graph, and now this is a blank graph, and we select data and add a series. So for the x value, it is for the independent value, and for the y-axis it is for dependent value. So now I edit the name. So I click OK. So I make the graph become clearer first. I fix the x-axis starting point to 55. So now we can see that the graph is a non-linear graph, and we can conclude that the relationship between the height and the weight of the American woman is not linear, and which is increase at both at the same time. And now we start to do the data analysis first for the regression analysis. So now we click the data analysis button, and we select regression, and we select the input range, which is the dependent value for which is height, and the x for independent value, which is weight. So we check the labels and the residues, and we check the output range to anywhere that I like, and now I here. So this is the result of the regression analysis among this data. So first we look at the summary output, the regression statistics table. So now we look at here the R square value, which is 0.99 something, and which is close to 1, and which means that it is good. The data fits the regression line, and the closer the R square value to the 1, the better the data fits the regression line. And we look at the ANOVA table. Here we have a regression sum of square and residual sum of square, and now and beside that we have a mean square. So now we look at the residual sum of square first. So we have around 22.53 something and 1.8 something for mean square for the residual, and the closer to the value to 0, the better the model fits the regression line. And here we have 1.87 something, and which is very close to 0, and the data is good for us to do the regression analysis. And now we look at the next table, which is for the coefficient. So here it is not 55, I added a bit. It is for weight, and we can see that the coefficient for the weight is for around 3.52 something, and I can conclude that for each unit increase in weight, there will be around 3.52 something increase in height. And this is the output for the residue, and this is the value of residue for each observation. So now I will start to plot the graph for residue. So same thing, I will go to insert button and plot the simple line graph, and now I edit data. I add data. So the values I just select residue value, and here I select residue. So we can see that there will be a value of residues for each observation, and there will be either in positive or negative values, and we can conclude that the residues, which is we can see that the actual data, that how far that is from the estimating value, and in conclusion I conclude that the objective of doing this regression analysis is to study and estimating the relationship between the dependent value and the independent value, which is the height of the American woman and the weight of the American woman. And that's all for me today. Thanks, Doctor.